Good morning and welcome to the Breakfast Club. My name is Darren Hancock. I'm your host today, and we're just going to look at the markets on October 11th, 2023. We're going to kind of just scroll through them. I'll give you the highs and lows, what I think of where they're going to go. And let's start off with the British pound on the daily. British pound on the daily looks like we got some more upside. This is the fair value gap on the daily. Looks like we're running up inside that, so look for a top at least into the 123.32 range, and look for a climb up on top of that, and look for some more upside, maybe back for the old new week opening gap here. That looks like a nice little area. Also, we also have this little area right here. If you look carefully, we'll see there's another little one and he's sitting inside here. So look for price to get here, climb on top of this, and then start getting into this new week opening, or this fair value gap on the daily here as well. So I'm looking for more upside on the British pound. All the time we stay inside this to get up, or on top of it to get up, I'm all right with that. The midpoint is important. I like to see it get through that high, return to the midpoint at most, and then continue on the upside. What else we got here? We've got, so we're coming up for the open, so I'd like to see this on the hourly. You see how it comes down here. I want to see it provide some level of support here. We may get a retracement back into this hourly fair value gap. It'd be nice to see it stay open, come back, just tag the edge of it, and continue on the upside for more run higher, and just slowly see this kind of step principle. See how there's a fair value gap here on the weekly. It's actually the new week opening gap as well. It's just went through it, came back, tagged it, went through it, hit all the parameters with the middle, the bottom, came back up, and the body ended up starting on the new week opening gap, and then we continue to push through this fair value gap here. We worked inside it, now becomes inversion. This one here, same thing, clean it all out. Now, we closed on the day yesterday at the open, or the high of that inversion gap. Came down to the close, or the bottom of the fair value gap. We opened the trading day today on that, and now we're starting to work back up. So we've come back down, we've hit that gap a few times now, came right back to the edge, the open of it. See that? Look at that precision. So then we want to see the same kind of situation happening here. As we've got all these step ups, I want to see this step up continue here. If we get a little step on top of that and then start driving up for higher prices, that would be good too. And yeah, that's pound. I'm in this one right now, euro for a long, and I'm looking for it to return back up into this order block here just before the new week opening gap. That'll be my close for the day. I like to see it get on top of this little fair value gap in here now, get some support in here on the 1 minute, continuation to the upside, and continue pushing for higher prices. That's what I'm looking at for there. For euro, CAD on the daily, look for this downside fair value gap to fill or hold. If we've now broken this high, we've broken these equal highs, we created a little fair value gap. not quite above the highs. So we're looking for a deeper retracement. Look for 50% to 62% optimum trade entry. Institutional order flow entry drill right there at 62%, right on the edge of that fair value gap. I want to see this fair value gap stay open for more upside. If we lose this fair value gap here, then, and we start to work the bottom half of this one, we start to come back into it. The bodies are still respecting that fair value gap there. So you want to see it continue to the upside. If we lose that, and it does come down to 62% retracement and then continue on from there, I'm okay with that with a wick. If it just wicks down there, we start getting bodies through this, and then it come back to provide support here. Then we're looking for, I want to see this thing stay open. So my eyes are kind of looking at this guy and this guy here right now, this BISI and BISI. I want to see that they either support price for upside or downside, depending on where the bodies end up on a close. Look at this baby here. I've been calling this one for months. We had a really big push up last week, which was great. Drove through the highs that we were looking for. And then we got through the weekly and the second weekly fair value gap. Now we come back into it. That's where I want to see support found here. And we can come back to the midpoint, even to the top of that. I'd like to see that stay open. And yes, use this weekly inversion gap to provide support to continue pushing for higher prices in natural gas. So that's where I'm kind of looking at there. Let me see what I got. Making sure we're still live today. Yes, we are. Good. So far no one's on. That's good. That's fine. 4 minutes before the opening. It can return into here, looking at this small price imbalance here in natural gas to push to continue further on the upside. Aussie dollar, it has broken this fair value gap on the daily, as you can see here, and now it's going to come back. If it gives us a level of support here and then continues to push through, I'd like to see it start eating into this wick here. If you look at the New Zealand dollar, it's already ran its highs. All these equal highs you see here, New Zealand dollars already ran that stuff. Come back to the midpoint of this fair value gap here on the daily, and now we're looking for higher prices on New Zealand dollar. We've run that high there, those equal highs out. So do we have a measure of retracement back into, we've hit this big order block, this 2-day order block here, and keyed off of that. So now I want to see this inversion gap provide some support on the, yeah, just like that. I want to see it support here, start riding up above this. Interesting. Okay, so we've got this inversion gap here. We're working inside right now. The bodies are respecting it, so I'm kind of looking for this area right here. To provide us a measure of support, and then start looking at getting above here, and then on top of the daily, and working our way back up again. So nothing's going to happen until you actually see something break out here, give us a measure of support in one direction or another. S&P 500, I'm looking at this one to continue running up into higher prices here. looking up into that, the fill of that fair value gap, this little fair value gap here. Keep your eyes on that. Last down close candle, we have a low, a high, a low, last down close candle, 4 run above an old high. Look for this breaker, midpoint to provide support. There's a little imbalance right here. Notice how the imbalance lines up with the top of the fair value gap or the bottom of the fair value gap here. So we've got another fair value gap sitting right in here. Right there to there. And if you take the midpoint of this, that puts us right on 50%. Of that wick is a fill of that. So that to me is the upside objective for the day on S&P 500. So you look for 10 o'clock, our opportunity to get long. Let's make sure we put that on as our upside objective. That's 50%, so I'm looking at least there. We'll see how that goes from there. Let's go back to my euro. Let's move my stop loss to break even just because we've broken this high here. Oil. What's oil doing? Coming back into the gap up that we had earlier the week. My eye goes here. So we're going to keep our eye on this. I want to see this provide a level of support here now on oil. So let's get down to the hourly here and see where that's going. So just dip into this imbalance. We're going to start to come back and work the whole thing now. I want to see this imbalance. Keep calling it imbalance. This gap, this liquidity void, to provide a level of support. Just below it, we can swing in here, clean out this whole buy side. Down to the daily fair value gap here. Yeah, that one's diminished, so we'll get rid of that. ate through our, that's the level of support I wanted to see hold. And now we're working through it again, so I'm out. Now I'll wait till 10 o'clock, see what kind of silver bullet entry we get. And then we'll see, so we got a body that ate through this already, so to me we've got some more downside. This is not supporting to go higher. We've had a body break that fair value gap here. Now we've got a swing. We come back into here and provide further downside. For a run below these lows. Look for here to here, some measure of support. What I want to see now is it get on top of this to find support to continue up on the upside. This can come back to here. Now, does it stay open, or do we fill it? This one looks like the stronger of the two pairs anyway. Morning. Stuck at work till 3, so won't be trading or hanging out. Stepped out of security to jump in here. Hope you feed the wolves. Catch you tomorrow. All right, brother. You be safe in there. Thanks for popping in. All right, we have hourly. We have a little pocket of fair value up here. Let's extend this out. What week was that? That was August 8th. August 8th. Eight, 9. No, it's September 8th. September 8th. 6, 7, 8 here. So we opened and closed almost simultaneously there. If that's where we, no, those don't match. Those are pretty much overlapping one another, so we're going to delete all that lot. Because that does not line up on anything. We have a couple more minutes. We're looking for tech gold. Are we going to start to get the run down now? So that's the high we're looking for in gold. Now it would be nice to see this start to pull down and start to fill, go for this gap again. This was the Judas swing for the price leg down I was calling yesterday. So this might be just a little higher than I expected. I was expecting just to return to the fair value gap on the monthly. And we got a little more of a run, just a touch of a run up. So I'm looking for this now. Do we just run down into the top of this gap, hit it one more time on top of the fair value gap daily, and then start pushing up for higher prices? Let's see what happens at 10 o'clock. 20 more minutes here. This could be just a run down, grab support, and continue pushing through. So no, I wouldn't go bearish again until we break this low. If we break this low here, then my thoughts are going bullish, start to switch, and we look for prices to key off of here to continue on the downside. So we're just kind of watching how these feeds work out for the day. So we're kind of looking right now, it's got support off of that fair value gap right there on this BISI on the 30 minutes. Does that provide a level of support? Now we continue to push up. So here is your fair value gap entry right there off of the tip of that, for a run back up into higher prices. But before 10 o'clock, I'm going to wait on this one. We'll wait and see what happens at the 10 o'clock hour. And a little fair value gap, come back in, find support at the order block, break in market structure to the downside, fair value gap, or that becomes the breaker, trade back up into it, hit it, we put it up, pull away. First objective is to fill here. So literally in 2 minutes you hit your objective here, then you wait. Stop losses here. I'd move my stop loss to break even. I know it's quick. And your next objective is for a fill here. Do we get support at this inversion? Now, does this become an inversion fair value gap? Do we get some support at it as we drive through? It does not come back and hit it. We drive through the second one. We drive all the way through that one. Now, does it provide a level of support? Look over here. Boom, boom, boom. All those wicks are supported inside that little tiny fair value gap there, which is now an inversion fair value gap. And we're looking for further downside. You're aiming for your next objective is after you fill, you take one out here, you've taken out one there, that one's filled. Your next objective with there's a little tiny one here, you take a piece off there and a piece off here. And by that point you would have had 10, 20, 30, 40% of your trade off by the time you reach here. Now you want this thing to provide a level of support right here. And scaling out is important. You may not believe it. That's up to you. But you got to scale out, man. And this is a scalping method. This is not a long-term trade. This is a scalping technique, how you just scoop little pips here and there, move to the sidelines, wait for your next setup. So you got 40% of your trade off. You now moved from your entry, which was break even, to the other 60% of your trade is going to make at least recover the cost of your entry. And I would move it right into here. I would make sure that this fair value gap holds price, so I'd be just above that. So that's 60% of more of your profits from your entry. We'll say you even got in there. It's only 3 pips. It's not a lot. It's a small little 1 minute price range. So at this level here, you want to see this provide support. If it starts to get back on top of it, we just ran the lows here and we're looking to run back into this range. So now you're out. And that's it. You would have scaled, you would have got in, scaled out all the way down. 60% of your trade was still in profit, even though it was only 3 pips. But 40% of your trade, 10, 20, 30, and 40, all would have been partials, taken all the way down. See, now it's come all the way back, and if you would have got in there, you'd be under a squeeze now, and you missed that whole opportunity to make some money on the way down. So GBS, so you can sell. It was a sell right there, yeah. Now you're back in the range, so we wait. Now you wait for 10 o'clock. That was a quick one. Here now you want to see this. Now that we broke this, we found a level of support. You're looking for the first exit up here and then up here. Oh, my bot's just kicked in here. So now my bot's just found an opening here. It's going to drop 3 trades in here, and it'll start to unload at 23, 23. So it's going to unload a portion up there. Now as soon as it breaks this high, you go feed the wolf. You scale out a portion there. Now it's looking to, as soon as it hits that thing there, my bot will automatically move to a break-even position and scale out some money above that. So you'll watch this to jump to here. it's just hit the midpoint, the threshold of that order block, so it could turn around and come all the way back down now. That's all right. My stop loss is sitting below that inversion fair value gap, so if it does come back to here and provide a level of support, I'm all right with that. Now if we bust through this breaker here, get to the upside, then we got a lot more upside to go. We got another 10 more minutes before the open. Chances are it'll just run this open here. Once that moves to break even, it's a zero stress trade. I've already scaled out a portion just above here, even though it was a couple of pips. I take out 10%, 20%. Now it's got to get above this order block in order to validate this one. So we're going to get a candle that gets above here to validate this as an order block for those PD arrays to activate. We're still inside that breaker right now. So we've worked the one, the bottom, the middle, or the open and the threshold of that breaker, and we're still sitting in it. So do we have a quick run down into an area of 50% of this range to continue up, find support off the top of this fair value gap here, an inversion fair value gap now? Or do we just leave this open? This creates a breakaway gap and we start to run above an old high. It's like trying to watch paint dry, isn't it? Mubin. Sorry, is that how you pronounce your name? Mubin? 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 Welcome. Welcome, my friend. Welcome. Now we're working through the middle. Now look at the rejection block on top. It's a slow, insidious kind of climb up. As soon as we break that high there, watch for this little guy to disappear. We're going to get the break. We're going to get the 23, 23, 1, 123, 23, 1. Got to get the spread above there. There we go. Feed the wolf. 123.18, 123.18, 123.30. Oh, that's where it was. 123.30. That one's break even already. The next one is 123.30. So there's zero stress for that trade now. We've taken a bit of more profit out of that. If it trades back against us now, doesn't matter. It's a zero stress trade. People are gonna pop in, they're gonna leave, that's fine. $123, 23.7. That's a break-even trade. I think we're going to let the bot go today. Let it do its thing. What do we got at 4 more minutes? What is our upside objective? $123.65. We're letting the bot do some trading today. Let's see what it comes up with. So we've got some stop losses at 123.30. $23.30. Oh, there's a stop loss sitting in here. It's probably just been moved up to that. These are all, those are profitable ones. So if it hits those, it'll still be in profit. They're cleaned. And now we have new trades going on. $123.23. That's where the next stop losses are. That's a fill of that one. We could return to this old high right here, so I'm going to move stop losses here. Now I want to see this stay open here. And start to climb back. Got another trade in there. I'm going to take, that's the maximum entries I want to take now. This is the line in the sand here. I don't want to see it drop below there. We've come back to this old high here. Body's already through here. I'll close out these trades if it comes back and digs into here again. You got to be willing to take losses as well if it doesn't work. This breaker has to provide a level of support. I think we did get, yeah, it's a breaker. That has to be the level of support for price to continue on the upside. We're just watching it play now. I want to see these provide a level of support. This has got our support here now. I want to see it start to climb up above this one. We've already validated this as an order block. None of this is good. They're just running the lows out now. Just hit the breaker. My spread's going to take me out there. That's okay. Not a good sign when it fills that all the way. I was hoping for this to provide a measure of support. We came back, filled that perfectly. %50 will eat us up there. I'm closing my trades. They're all done. I'm wrong. Well, This is when it'll turn around and go back up. Now we're looking for our. Now we're looking for some silver bullet entry stuff. Next couple of minutes. That's a silver bullet entry there. If that your stop loss is going above that, but I'm not sure yet. Gonna wait a few more minutes. I'm not taking any more entries today. The bot took some losses, so that's it for me. I'm not putting any more trades on, so we're just gonna watch. And see. We're providing support at these levels here, so this looks like it's down now. Okay. So this looks like the silver bullet entry here. Stop loss there, short. What is S&P 500? Aussie dollar. See if it gets some support off of here on the hourly. We just ran the lows out. I'll look for a reversal. Yeah, looking for this now. Now that we swept these lows, we're going to pull back into this range here and start aiming for higher objectives. So what I want to see is this fair value up become an inversion gap for a break to the upside. See it push right through and then get on top of that for a run up. Stop loss goes here. Even though it's not a break in market structure, I'm just going by the fact that we've swung off the lower here. We got a body above it now. That's what we're just calling for. Paper trade that right there. If we get a body above that closes. Nope. Yes, it's a fair value gap. Yes, we've dipped into it. We haven't really broken market structure, so again, you wait. So we see, this is just my setup, making sure that I see this with a body, provide support. Got a body above, come back inside it. Wicks can do some damage. Now I'm out. A paper trade, you get that, you'd be out. Again, no break in market structure to the upside, so that was more of a trading the swing only. If the stop loss was down here, the body's already through this already. Now you want to see it get above the here, provide some support. I've moved my stop loss from there. I said I was out, so I would have got out. But if you're still in, move your stop loss to there. That's what I'm doing in my live account. I'm in this one long on my live. Stop loss is sitting right here. So we went up into this fair value gap. This is what I wanted to see earlier. Big bold candle come up, find support at it, and leave. I better put my objective. Now you want to see it provide support there. And then just take off from here. Not a great way to try and high resistance in here, trying to use an inversion fair value gap on a turn. It's a different strategy. It looks like you can get on the verge of getting beat up multiple times here. Something to think about in terms of a strategy later. Taking an inversion gap after a turn. In this particular case, it could be quite hairy. wick's doing a lot of the bobbing away there. So the inversion gap is still kind of holding in terms of the bodies are respecting inside that inversion gap right now. We've had no, other than the fact that we went through it with a nice bold candle, and now we're coming back. The bodies are still respecting it. We have a bit of wick doing a little damage, but we want to see the breakout from here. And that will be the objective is up here. So I'm going to kind of write this on here because it's part of my journal entry and nobody turned up today anyway. So this would be what I'm looking for. Stop losses here. So that's your stop loss. And look into here's all the scale out points. Jesus, how many little blocks did I make there? Those are the scale, if they work. If it doesn't come back and take us out, which looks like it's what it's going to do. Alright, forget that. We're done for the day. Even paper trading, we're done for the day. Can't be right all the time. There, you have to see me be wrong. You got to see me be wrong, and I'm alright with that. It's all good. We're all good. Regroup tomorrow. And that will be it for the day. Well, nobody turned up today. I think we had one guy turn up. He was like, sell GBP? Are you crazy? We just sold GBP in here. As a mock situation. We did a paper trade explanation here. That's when he was commenting about a sell. Turned around, did a reversal, so we scaled out, showed him all the different ways to scale out your trades at specific levels. And then it would have came back and you would have made money on that one. So this was the buy. The bot got in a bunch of buys. We started scaling out and then going in for a bunch more buys, and then it came back and took us all out. So all those were total losses. This one was scaling in, so we scaled out there. That one made some wins, that one made some losses, and then we went neutral. We tried a paper trade in tech, I think it was, we just talked about. One of these, no, this one here. And that one traded against us. I had a live trade in here and took a small loss. So that's it. Too many losses in a day. I'm out. And that'll be that. So you get to see me take a loss for the day. And I'm all right with that. I'm all right with that. You're never going to win them all. So with that, I will lick my wounds, go back, rethink my, enjoy my day. Remember, it's a rough time in the world out there in some places. So my heart goes out to all those people who are suffering right now. I want you all to stay safe and, you know, pass some love on to your friends. It's a hard world out there, and we don't need any more hate. If you make a fortune, if you make some money, pay it forward. Help people out. We're here to help each other. We're not all here for a long time. Let's stem the flow of hate and share what we got. Anyway, that's my message. I'll send that out every day in the universe, hoping that people buy into the idea that we're all here for a short time, not a long time. Hate, you never want to leave hate behind. But anyway, I wish you all the best.